Now, it's time to hear from our next speaker, Master Vedant Sonawane from the Department of Computer Science and Design, who is here to break barriers, reshape perspectives, and embrace a more unprejudiced world. With a huge passion for sports, Vedant loves playing cricket. And not only does he play, but also has been the captain for his cricket teams. Besides being a sports person, he is a social and a decisive individual who thrives on managing and leading events. He has showcased a remarkable proficiency in chemistry by scoring 99 percentile in MHT-CET. Vedant has been a strong pillar of support for his friends and family, guiding and helping all those around him. His compassion has no end. He, along with his friends, raises funds for charitable causes on festivals, ensuring that even the less fortunate gets to celebrate. He takes inspiration from the legendary cricketer AB de Villiers, who is well known for his explosive batting style, flexibility, and a winning spirit. Vedant strives for getting a high-profile corporate job and dreams for giving his parents everything that they have ever wished for. So now, get ready to hear from our esteemed speaker, Master Vedant Sonawane, with the topic, Redesign the Rulebook.
He cracked the sky with roaring might, a king of justice, flame and fight. No blade could match his iron will, yet silence found a strength to keep. His throne was lost, his queen was claimed, his name in shadows rarely named. No war was called, no warning cry. An arrow came, he asked not why. For Dharma's sake, he took the fall, yet victor's right, the tale for all. So now he slips in a silent song. A hero marked at something wrong. That's the infamous story of King Bali, a mighty Vanara, known for his unmatched strength and loyalty. Although he was portrayed as an obstacle in Sugriva's path, his actions were rooted in duty and pride. He was killed by the Lord Rama from hiding, without a fair chance to defend himself. Seen by some as villain, Bali's story hits and deeper injustice and misunderstood intention. And just like that, we all have heard the story. A hero rises, villain falls. One saves the world and other tries to burn it all. Simple, right? But stories aren't simple. They are edited, told from one angle, seen from one side. No one asks, why villain smiled when everything burned? Or what came before the chaos? Because once a label stick, truths become optional. Maybe he wasn't born evil. Maybe he just stopped pretending to be okay. But who cares? The hero won and history clapped. And just like that, a villain is simply a victim whose story hasn't been told. A villain will always remain evil if hero tells the story. So, why am I talking about the villains and voices unheard? Because the moment we decide who is good or bad without context, we fall into the trap. The trap that our mind set for us already. Assumptions. And those assumptions, they don't just shape the story, they shape the peoples. Assumptions don't need a stage. They live in everyday moments. Here, let's try something together. I've got a quick question for you all. Do you know who is the captain of Indian cricket team? Rohit Sharma. Right. Rohit Sharma is the captain of Indian men's cricket team. But you didn't ask me which team, did you? Still, your brain filled in a blank, and in doing so, you left someone out. With Harmanpreet Kaur, the captain of Indian women's cricket team. Equally Indian, equally a captain. Just not the first name that came to your mind. And just like that, you stepped into it. A simple question, a harmless answer. and yet it reveals something powerful. The silent patterns in our thinking. Stereotypes don't always shout. Sometimes they whisper inside an assumption. A golden cage is still a cage. Dress it up with praise. Polish it with smiles, but still it has the bars. And that's what the stereotype is. The labels that flatter us on outside, but limits on inside. No one. The strong man, the perfect girl, the born leader, and the quiet one. They sound harmless, even complimentary. But look again. They define you before you define yourself. They trap you in the expectation and then punish you for trying to escape. Because stereotypes don't just judge. They shrink, they frame, they silence. But today we are not here to fit in a frame. We are here to flip it. Let's begin with the C. Most of us laughed at.
आप लोग अपना अपना
Tapsi Pannu in Mission Mangal, behind the wheel, and then boom, chaos, and of course, like clockwork, the infamous women meme flashes across the screen. But here's the real question: do we laugh because it's funny, or because we have been told it should be? Because, and let's shift the gears to the real and look at some real world data. This bar graph shows the number of road accidents in 2021. And guess, in every age group, it's men, not women, who are more prone to accident, who constantly top the charts in road accident. This graph tells us something powerful. The stereotype of bad female driver isn't just inaccurate, it's statistically wrong. And speaking of breaking barriers, meet Jessica Hawkins.
I feel very privileged, but I think that speaks volumes for how much trust and belief the team have in me, so that's also a proud moment as well.
A British racing prodigy, F1 development driver, and the stunt expert in James Bond movies. Basically a woman who leaves the stereotype in the dust, literally. She doesn't just drive, she flies. She's rewriting of what race car driver can look like. From go-karts to Grand Prix simulation, she's constantly putting the past the limits of the stereotype. Now, let's go on from the gender and talk something more subtle. The stereotype based on appearance. This iconic scene from the PK captures it perfectly. Different costume, different name, different rules.
आप लोग अपना अपना नाम बताओ तपस्वी जी को।
हेलो जी, साडा नाम सुखविंदर सिंह बेदी।
अस्सलामुअलैकुम, मेरा नाम अब्बास अली याकूब है।
जय जैन, मैं महावीर जैन।
Hi, I'm Christopher D'Souza.
नमस्कार, मैं जगत जैन।
Just like Swamiji's reaction, but this time it is stitched into our clothes and carved into our name. We associate identities with external appearance. A robe, a turban, a cross, a name. It all leads us to assumptions. One outfit and we presume beliefs. One name and we decide values. One look and we decide who someone is, what they believe or how they behave. But like PK asked, what if a name is just a label or a race is just a choice? The most dangerous thing about the stereotype that they are easy. They offer us a shortcuts to understanding, but often take us into the wrong direction. But what if a name or a race is just that, a name or a race? And it's not just about what we wear. Sometimes where we came from became a label for us. North Indians, aren't they just laborers? That's what people whisper, seeing the migrant workers in construction or factory. But how can your millions of people be reduced to a single assumption? It's not just unfair, it's blind. It ignores the hard working of the student who are the future IS officers, engineers, doctors and the artists. It forgets that the same hand which carries the bricks can also build a tree. Now, it looks beyond the label to the real North India. Did you know Bihar is the second highest state for producing the IS officers in India? And it's not just about Bihar. North India has given us the top scientists, engineers and the doctors. From IIT Kanpur to AIIMS Delhi, from BHU to IIM Lucknow. This places proves that Bihar builds brilliance. It's not just about migration, it's about education, excellence and dreams that rise. North India isn't behind, it's just been misunderstood. Now, let's move to the south.
Dosa, idli, sambar, chutney.
Funny, right? But behind every laugh, a whole region is reduced to a plate. We mimic their action. We sink their entire culture into just a punchline. But like Shah Rukh Khan said, मुझे states के नाम ना सुनाई देते हैं ना दुखाई देते हैं. दिखाई देता है तो सिर्फ एक, वो है India. And just like that, South India is more than dosa, idli, sambar and chutney. It is the home of world-class scientists, fearless athletes, legendary musicians and visionary minds. But stereotypes aren't funny. They are the filters that blurs the truth. So, food is the part of culture. And culture is much more than food. It is the time to stop laughing at people and start learning from them. Now, I will tell you the story of someone who came from that region and created a greatest impact in the history. People told him, stay in your place, but he looked at the sky and imagined more. In a small coastal town of Rameshwaram, a boy sat near the shore, watching birds take flight. He didn't just want to fly, he wanted to lift the nation. But society had already set the limit for him. You are too poor, you are not one of us, know your limits. He was told to follow, but he chose to lead. He studied under street light, he sold newspaper and carried a book like a treasure. Years later, the same boy didn't just touch the sky. He launched the India's first missile and led country's space program. The son of boatman became the missile man of India. Later, the people president gave the power to science and heart to leadership. Yes, you know his name. I'm talking about Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam sir. He proves that dreams has no caste, no religion, no genders, no limits, only the wings. So be the wings, break barriers, dream big and fly high. He taught us, dream is not that you should sleep while sleeping. It's something that which never let you see. So here's the truth. These cages are not law. Every stereotype can be broken. Every assumption can be challenged. Every person has the power to rise beyond the labels. So rewrite your story. People will try to put you in the box. Don't let them. They will say, this is how things are. But you can say, this is how things can change. Every time you prove a stereotype wrong, you don't just free yourself. You free others from believing in those limits. Ask any engineering student sitting over here. In our daily lives, we don't just face the problem. We solve them with complete enthusiasm. You took mechanical. That's for boys. You don't look like techie. So, you're not made up for a civil. Civil, so you'll carry your brakes. We are surrounded by the walls before we even build the bridges. But we are the real engineers. We don't learn to break those walls. We learn to redesign its blueprint. Civil engineer doesn't carry the bricks. They carry the cities in their mind. And mechanical engineer doesn't fix a machine. They invent something which never existed. And electrical engineer lights up the entire future. And computer engineer, they build the world out of code. So, what have we seen today? These cages are not law. We are not just an engineer. We are the challengers of norm. We have the power to challenge old narratives, to break free from the cages of expectation. So, let's not just imagine the world without stereotype. Let's create it, because change doesn't start with them. It starts with us. Because we are not just an engineer. We are the creators of the world. Let's create the world where the mind is without fear, where the knowledge is free, where the world has not been broken by the narrow domestic wall. Let's create the world where the one world becomes one family. And as we are stepping into the future, let's remember this quote. Unchain the truth with every fearless stride. For each stereotype we break, 1,000 dreams take flight.